Hello everyone, it is Chantel Brinkshire with BeautifulSong.com. Thank you for joining me again for part 4 of Answers to Your Questions. I am hoping to wrap it up today, so I'm going to talk really fast and see if I can cram the last 5 or 6 questions into one vlog so that we can not drag this on forever. Anyways, I also have spent probably 0 seconds researching it, but I still don't have an editing software for my videos, so this is going to be straight through. I'm going to try not to blunder too many times and hopefully finish this in the next 40 minutes because I have to go somewhere. So let's get to the questions. First question is, what is your favorite color? I don't really know if I've ever had a favorite color. If I did, I've always said it was purple. I do love certain shades of purple a lot. And in reality though, I've almost never had purple things, so maybe it's a color I like looking at and using on special occasions. But I like a lot of different colors. It depends on what it's for. I have a few colors I don't like, and a few I don't really like pale colors, and I don't really like really bright colors as a whole, at least not in my house or for wearing. But anything else, if it's not too bright and it's not too pale, I probably like it. So I guess I'm more of a rainbow of colors girl than a single color. Next question is, if you could meet anyone from the Bible, who would it be and why? If I could meet anyone from the Bible, I think it would be Nehemiah. I have always found a lot of inspiration in his story. I have found courage for myself in the way that he handled ridicule and how he just was very faithful and very determined that he was going to do the one thing that he knew God had called him to do, and that was to build the wall of Jerusalem. And I find a lot of things in my own life that I can relate to that. And so if I get a chance to talk to Nehemiah someday when in heaven, I will be very interested and excited to hear about who he was besides the story that we read in the Bible, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The next 2 questions kind of go together, so I'm going to answer them at once. They are, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you try to accomplish, and what are some of the secret dreams you referred to in a recent entry? I'm answering them together because I think that they have the same answer. Failure has probably been my biggest flaw, fear of failure, and has kept me from a lot of things in my life that I could probably list, but for sake of time, I won't. But right now, I think if I knew I couldn't fail, I would have really pursued writing a column a lot more a long time ago. I probably would have also not been so afraid of learning to drive a standard and who knows what else. But that's one thing that's also one of the secret dreams I was referring to in the post I wrote it's probably been a month now, in a book review I was doing. And so yes, I am having fun trying to make my secret dream at least a part of reality. And another secret dream is that I've always felt like I wanted to be able to raise some foster children, and not just temporarily. Scott and I would like to adopt some foster children someday, and it's not so much a secret in that I don't want anyone to know about it. It's just something that I haven't really talked to a lot of people about because a lot of people don't always understand different things, but it's something that we'd like to do and that we plan to do when we're able to. Another question is, do you have a best friend besides your husband? If so, what do you talk about most often when you're together? I am lucky to have a best friend for sister-in-law. We married brothers, we were childhood best friends, and we don't actually see each other very often, and we have different kinds of lives, so we don't always have the same things going on in our life. But when we do get together and when we do talk online, which is often, we talk about just about everything from cooking to crazy ideas of ways that we want to use crafts to earn income, to dreams about living near each other and going to farmers markets, to philosophical questions that one of us or the other of us is thinking about, she likes to write novels, and I'm more of a blogger, but we have a shared passion in poetry and in writing, and so we do talk about that. And she has a daycare business, and we talk about daycare business. We just talk about just about anything, and it's a lot of fun. She's someone who I can tell anything to, and whether or not we agree is another story, but I don't feel like I have to be careful what I talk to her about because we've known each other for a long time and we're more or less like sisters, and it's really fun. And the next question is about Scott and I. What is the love story of you and Scott? Several years ago you posted the wedding story of a friend and stopped. How did the story unfold? That could take a long time to write about. It is a good reminder that I do need to finish that series. In a nutshell, after the wedding of my best friend and her husband, which is Scott's older brother, we both went home. I didn't think anything about it because it just never crossed my mind that we'd be together someday. It was it's a really a long story of questions and prayers that were answered and God's hand leading us through it. But in the end, I think it was a little over a year later that we officially started dating, and we definitely planned on getting married when we started officially dating, but we were officially engaged probably 8 months later and married 4 months after that. So it was a sort of quick relationship as far as the official part of it goes, but it was a little bit longer in the making. And it really has been one of the best things of my life. And I am making note that I need to finish that story, and I will do it hopefully soon. Hopefully before, maybe not before the end of the year, but hopefully before we've been married 5 years, which is 1 year from March. So, thank you for that reminder. As far as the question about, I don't really understand the last part about the children and how I'm handling it. I'm guessing that is referring to the fact that I don't have any children right now, and that I have kind of referred to in the past that we would like to have children, and that's true. We would like to have children. It hasn't worked out for us yet, but it's something that I haven't really spent a lot of time worrying about because I know that in the right time it will happen, and we have honestly not been in a place financially to really pursue that in a lot of detail yet. So I'm looking forward to being a mom someday, whether that's with my own baby or through adoption, which is something either way we're very, very much interested in doing and we support greatly. So I'm excited about the next few years and seeing what happens. And the last question is, I think this is the last question, is does your husband enjoy writing at all, or does he feed subjects to you to write about? He does enjoy writing. He actually has a blog which he doesn't update because for one, writing isn't his passion, and he's a perfectionist. That means that even though he can write really well when he tries to, it takes him a long time because he's not in the practice of writing. So he did write me love letters when we were dating, and I have all of them. They're always long and very perfect, but he doesn't write often. And there's one more. I'm sure there's one more question. Let me just check here. I made the mistake of not putting these all in one place. The question is, what makes you afraid? Unfortunately, a lot of things probably make me afraid, but they're different things than being scared of the dark or something like that. But I do get afraid of losing people that I love. I'm scared of driving in the city. I don't really like heights very well. I get scared when I get on top of a roof. Just things like that that make me a little bit afraid. Otherwise, as far as life goes, life can be really scary, but I don't feel so scared of that I can't handle it. And I guess that wraps it up. If I have any more questions that I've overlooked, or if you've thought of a couple that you'd like to ask before I wrap this up, feel free to leave a comment, send me an email, or comment on my blog page on Facebook, and we will do one more. But if not, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for asking all these questions, and I hope you enjoy these answers, even though they have been very fast. Alright, see you next time.